Well, we're back. This is the NHC MUSIC Podcast. We're doing a Halloween special. It's been the first time in about 4 years. My name's John.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Anthony.
So this is basically just going to be an hour or so of us talking absolute shit like we used to do back in the old days, and about an hour, give or take, of music. I think before we get into the music, we'll just kind of give a sort of overview of what we're going to be doing, since we literally haven't seen each other, Anthony, since the end of the old podcast. And Jamie, I know I saw you
a
wee bit more recently, but it's been at least a year, I think, since we've seen each other as well. And most of the discussion is going to take the sort of form of us just kind of reminiscing and catching up about where NHC music is these days.
Maybe some guests as well.
Where it's going, and certainly we've got a couple of people that might be popping in and out, but we'll get into that as and when it comes. We also have a competition that we're going to be running, but we'll cover that later on. Beyond that, let's get the first song out of the way. Kids with Poisonous Games. So that was the Kids, and we're back. So I would like to just start discussion then. and really, as I said earlier in the intro, it was basically just this time it's just going to be us talking shit about the old days and where NHC Music is now and where it's going. First off, Anthony, why don't you tell us where you've been the past few years? I know that you've got
tell us about yourself.
You've actually got a podcast of your own, or have been involved in another podcast.
Yeah, so semi-involved in one with Colin Bell from Fallen Arches and James McKenzie from Soundshape Studios. We haven't actually done a show in some time, but we can occasionally sporadically will do 10-15 minutes or something like that of nonsense. But that's about it for me really. I'm still working away for folk who shall not be named for
the man.
Aye, for the fact that they just drag you down, as jobs tend to do. But yeah,
what man is that?
Just all of the men.
Every man.
Every man. I'm every woman. It's all me.
Well, glad you finally sorted through your issues.
No.
He's right. No,
I've been in 4 years.
I've not even scratched the surface there. Still plenty there.
Well, Jamie, obviously you're still here. You're still the proprietor of NHC Music.
Yeah, I'm fucking attached to it with a hit, mate.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us sort of where the company's been for the past few years? I mean, obviously it's been incorporated as a company, and since the end of the old podcast, a lot's been happening. None of which I think we've been involved in. I certainly have. I've left about 3.5 years ago. You've been pretty inactive, haven't you?
Fairly dormant, yes. Yeah. For probably at least 2 years, maybe longer.
Dormant's a good word. Like that.
Just that way I can at least pretend I might come back. That way I can pretend.
I've just been napping for quite a bit.
That way you can at least pretend you might make a comeback. I suppose the biggest change is the fact that we're in a live shop now.
Yeah, that is.
This is true. It used to be in Jamie's living room.
Aye.
With all his cats.
It's about the bit we're sitting in now is about the same size, and I could go outside and get some cats if you want. There's cats in the lane, so
I saw that.
I just throw them at you.
I saw that. I was taken aback by how weird it looked. It was the whole Ballamori.
Aye, there's like 3 or something that live in the lane, and they're fed
by
the people here. We're not meant to feed them because they want, obviously the owner wants to shorter them, and everybody just sneaks them food. They're fat. They're like fat cats, which is weird for strays. But aye, this is probably the biggest difference is that we're actually in a shop just now. It's open, so just in case you get any drunks bursting in and shouting, that's what's happening. It's no my living room. It's actually a shop now.
Well, it says it's no his living room.
Aye,
it is a shop.
Nobody will know.
It is a shop, but
I might live here.
I think as well the other kind of big thing with the shop is it's what in its 3rd year now.
Yeah,
well, isn't it? So the fact that you managed to keep a place open.
3 years in August.
Yeah.
Aye. And it was 3 years in August then.
Yeah.
Aye.
So what's been happening then in general with NHC Music?
It's just it's been kind of constant growth. It's been more work than I probably thought I would ever have to fucking do in my life.
He was missing his 2 best lieutenants.
That's it, mate. The thing with, again, the nature of the work, because it's all volunteers and stuff. When volunteers get full-time jobs or do something else or move house now, you do lose people constantly. So we're constantly having to get new folk on board and then having to train new folk to do stuff. And then within 6 weeks you're guaranteed you'll lose 20-30% of the people again. Out a year you'll lose everybody by like 10%. We've usually got a core 10% that kind of always kind of stick by. Then you'll lose some of them after like a year as well because some kind of Brexit, always Brexit, mate. Price of cheese goes up and shit. That's you done. And that's generally how that kind of stuff goes. But it's been good. The show's been good, but obviously you need constant workers.
Right.
That's one of your guests just arrived, by the way. We'll go back to him in a wee second as well. From the big nowhere. Just off the bus, brought cans, good guy.
Yeah. A bottle. They don't make electric white anymore, so.
Did you buy cider? Yes, cheap cider. Sorry, too excited. Oh God, good, the best. Big quality cheap cider. You're lucky you don't drink, John, because Frosty Jacks. Well, Frosty Jacks is not a drink, really. You think about it, it's onions, pasted onions. So with apple flavourings, you could probably get away with that. But aye, we're in a shop just now. It takes a lot of work to get the shop done. We're constantly we're open like 6 days a week, and in between that we're doing the online promotion. We're still doing gigs, we're doing distribution for bands online. We're having to keep the place fucking open by selling our own stuff, which pays the rent. So it's a constant kind of full-time job, even merrier full-time job than I've had before in my life.
You got more tattoos as well since.
I'm fucking covered in them. We do tattoos in the shop every so often as well. Okay. So we've got our own resident tattoo artist that comes in once a month.
You have a particular tattoo that I'd like to see?
A tramp stamp. Fucking tramp stamps, lovely.
How did this happen?
I lost a bet.
Fair enough. At least you.
It's in debate whether I even lost a bet or I drunkenly just said that I was going to get tramp stamps somebody, and they were like, "Well, we'll hold you to that."
There you go.
I actually won a bet last week. One of our volunteers was having to get a tattoo of my choosing because I beat my computer game when we were drunk. We were thinking about dicks.
It's going to be a dick.
The only thing we were told was the only rule that we had was no Nazis. So that's always a rule. Right away I was like, Hitler face? No, you can't do Hitler face. Even smiling with a big thumbs up. No, you can't do Hitler face.
What about Stalin?
Still kind of Nazi, still kind of bordering on it.
Saddam Hussein's.
Maggie Thatcher. You know what I mean? We got a big Maggie Thatcher. No, I think it's going to be dick related.
Right, okay.
The rule is that I get to pick what it is, and he gets to pick where it is.
It'll be like in between my big toe and my other toe.
But see if he gets it somewhere you hide, let's see, like at the base of your foot or something. Sore as fuck to get a tattoo anywhere like that. So
he's nowhere to run.
He's nowhere to hide, really. With the easiest places are the most noticeable places you can get it. So, but I am fucking covered in tiny tattoos. So, some not of my choosing. Thank you very much for that.
So, what does it say on the back? Fuck's sakes,
Linda.
Fuck's sakes, Linda.
And no, Linda is not my partner.
This is true.
This is true. Linda's
so,
her friend.
How does your actual partner feel about this?
Well, she kind of told me to get it. I had to do it because I made a deal. So you've got to stay true to your word. You know what I mean?
This is true.
There's not a lot of guys kicking about a butterfly tramp stamp with some of the lassie's name on it that's no the lassie the way. So that's a fucking one. It's one for the ages. I said the last 3 years has been really tough for me.
Been pretty tough for me.
So that was a good segue, mate.
Right, okay, so we'll cover that more, I guess, as we go. And go into more specifics. That was a nice overview, though. How about we get some more music on the go?
Cool.
The next song we've got here is Fallen Arches with their track Pen to Paper. Now, your podcasting buddies and Fallen Arches, am I right?
Yes, young in the loosest possible sense. Colin is Fallen Arches, formerly of Sneaky Pete, who obviously guested on this podcast a couple of times.
Yeah, they were guests at least 2 or 3 times, yeah.
So Colin went solo not long after he did our final appearance with our podcast. I think he kind of went, nah, not for me, going solo. Or the rest of the band split up. I can't remember the ins and outs of it before the remnants of Sneaky Pete sues for anything. So yeah, Colin kind of went solo and seems to have went from strength to strength.
I wouldn't worry about any lawsuits. Nobody's going to listen to this.
He says in the court.
It wasn't relevant 4 years ago. It won't be relevant now.
Right, the first question is going to be: are you guys honest? So, does your back say "fuck sakes, Linda"?
Yes, it does. I'll scrub the bit in.
Well, this is Fallen Arches with Pen to Paper. Enjoy.
Pen and paper to remind myself where my weaknesses lie. Watching over my shoulder, shouting out, you did it wrong, you did it all wrong. Doesn't help anything or anyone. There's no right time, there's no wrong time. I'm just sitting here wishing my days away. There's no right time, there's no wrong time. I'm just sitting here wishing my days away. Put pen to paper to remind myself where my weaknesses lie. Watching all these words jumble into one another's sentences. No commas, full stops or hyphens, just a rabble of shapes and sizes. There's no right time, there's no wrong time. I'm just sitting here wishing my days away. There's no right time, there's no wrong time. I'm just sitting here wishing my days away. Glasses and color charts. I'm bad with names, but I remember faces. Tinted glasses and color charts. I'm bad with names, but I remember faces. Tinted glasses and color charts. I'm bad with names, but I remember faces. Tinted glasses and color charts. I'm bad with names, but I remember faces. There's no right time, there's
So that was 13 with the track What, as we said before. Before that you heard Fallen Arches with Pen to Paper. Let's go a wee bit more in depth, Jamie, into the discussion side of things with NHC Music and where it's been for the past few years, because I'm genuinely curious. It's been a while. I think last we saw each other was at a gig you had put on last year.
Ivy Blacks, aye.
Yeah,
yep.
I actually... It's one of my nads, fella.
One of your eyes just came out.
Oh my god!
Oh, he's Columboing it! He's Columboing it!
I know it's Halloween, John, but fuck's sake. So when was the last gig that you put on then?
Well, we had one 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
13th of October.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th,
That's a terrible time for a gig.
Anything that will go wrong.
Yeah, fuck it. You know what I mean? It was
a roaring success.
It was excellent. It was fantastic. Nobody died. It was all rumours. We did put on. We have gigs in the shop every Saturday, but we did put on less gigs outside the shop now because we were losing money with them. We could put on. We enjoy putting on gigs, but the amount we're putting on, the amount of money we were losing every gig, even if it was just a wee amount, even if it was just like 10 or 20 quid, if you're losing that steadily, and you try to work as an not for profit, is sapping the fucking cash that should be going to other things. Because we kind of work almost as a label and that now as well. We've got our own releases coming out. We've got an LP that's getting delivered any time fucking this week. Not be our first LP release, so it'll be a compilation of the bands and
I
stuff.
remember you contacted me to tell me about
We've got a good few folk on it, and then we want to kind of keep doing that, and hopefully maybe this time next month, certainly at the start of next year, we'll be officially a record label as well as Thingy. So this makes it a lot easier to bring out our own releases and stuff.
Move over Pornhub Records.
Yeah, I know. Yay. And then pornography, obviously.
So the next logical step.
So there's always kind of stuff going on. We're always trying to kind of move up a step again. But the trick is to try and move up a step without fucking losing money, hand over fist from different things. We never need to make cash officially. We don't really need to make a lot of cash. We just don't need to lose fucking money on stuff all the time. And the gigging, certainly the nature of gigs just now in Glasgow and Edinburgh and stuff, and fucking Dundee, Falkirk, the rest of it, it's just hard to put on a really good gig and make fucking actual profit for the bands for it.
Kind of saying before we came on the fact that like the Scottish Alternative Music Awards took place the same night as Father Son were on.
Aye, well there's always competition.
ABC,
always competition.
Now, I think the Hydro's kind of opened up as well to the fact that a lot of the bigger bands who wouldn't necessarily have done Glasgow before are now just doing Glasgow, and even bands who aren't necessarily at 10,000 capacity bands are doing the Hydro and seem like a bigger deal. So there is now a lot of bands who seem far bigger deals, and then consequently they kind of drip down as you're seeing bands that you think without naming names, you see bands kind of playing venues like the Barras. Like, where did they come from? But the
Jerry Cinnamon sold out too. You could have felt a fucking third, no bother.
Sold out 2 days in 15 minutes a piece. And like, I was aware of Jerry Cinnamon, but I didn't realise it was that big. And it's the same. I think like Love Music sold out his album.
Yeah, really fast. There's folk again, like you talk about Colonel Mustard and that, they will constantly sell fucking their Christmas gig, the new is happening in what's the one up at the Barras, the big one, St Luke's. And that's pretty much a sellout the new. So you always get them, and they always pick a couple of really good bands to fucking support them. And it's more than a party. It's a kind of more than a gig. Sorry, it's a party. So there's people meeting other people that they know go to that gig and using it as their Christmas night out and stuff.
I mean, I suppose that's the flip side of we're saying there's loads of competition, but there is now a lot of bands who are playing venues that 5 years ago you would think they're never playing that, and they're selling them out. No,
it is really fucking difficult to kind of gig like that. We do a lot of touring bands. I think we're bringing Rats for a Sinking Ship back for London. We'll have them in February playing. But even still, we try to get a Saturday venue for February. We're trying to book the new for fucking February. Block booked. Most of the venues are block booked by fucking DF, PCL and that kind of stuff. Nobody owned the gig, penciled in and block booked for Saturday night, but nobody fucking there for it, which is a total
you would think
bastard.
that at least a headliner should be a fucking prerequisite for being able to book somewhere.
A lot of the better gigs, a lot of the better venues try and stop it. You get like the guy that's now running 13th Note, no 13th Note, sorry, Nice and Sleazy's, he's trying to stop that, so he doesn't let people block book in advance, and he's anti-pay to play and that kind of stuff. When James T. Mackay he used to do 13th Note, and now we don't really gig in the 13th Note because the 13th Note's had loads of wee problems with like fire alarm not going off next door, and gigs getting evacuated by half an hour left of the gig, and then they're like, there's no point in getting you back in, guys, but we'll still take the money. So Glasgow's smaller venues have a lot of that shit going on. You get places like Hug and Pint and that, they do really good gigs, but the swing of that is it's really hard to book a gig unless you're really in advance for a good night, because they're that good a venue. It's just so fucking difficult to get in a Friday or Saturday. So that's another reason we struggle. Another reason we're trying to get our own venue, which is still fucking not on the cards, but it's just a massive game of cards. So it's on the cards, but it could be any card. It could be just in there, 52 of them.
Could be the Joker.
It could be the Joker, mate. Ironically.
9 times out of 10 it will be.
Is that just my life? Are we looking at my life?
When you say that there are gigs in the show, are they all still acoustic, or is this the?
Well, they were at first, and they're still supposed to be going by the lease, but they've really not been. We had a hip hop takeover day and night, and it went for like 12 hours, and that was not fucking acoustic. That was me running about panicking in a lane, trying to stop people throwing up. I found a job in a lane, and there was no dogs. So, it was one of the kind of ones.
Well, if you're out there, you know who you were, and you're...
Yeah, you dirty jobbing bastard.
Dirty,
but I mean, it was an absolute great gig, but it's like the bigger and better the gig you put on, the more kind of stress around about that. And we will only do that maybe 2 or 3 times a year in here. The other gigs we always say are, we say are unplugged about by 10 the noise stops. We always stop it because that's us sticking to the law. Private property, we won't have any noise at 10 o'clock, then nobody can complain. So we have everybody out by that time. Well, when I say out, could still be in, but just really quiet. So with the lights out and shit. Stop talking about the flare.
Just whispering,
Just
whispering songs.
So we have gigs generally every week. We've now got the Poetry Mafia in here the last Friday every week.
Right. Cool. And what does that entail?
The day like spoken word, the day hip hop stuff, the day kind of rap battles, that kind of stuff as well. So they've booked it now. They've booked up 6 months in advance for last Friday. That's going to be their kind of night in here. We've got an open mic. Casey Johnson's running it. The same guy who runs one in the Clutha. He's one of our volunteers as well. He runs that the last Saturday every month. And we've got a guy who's going to be booking it for book readings, which he's going to do once a month. I think it's like Thursday night he's going to do it once a month, and he'll choose a book and kind of theme the night around that book, and people can go up and do their favourite readings at that book and stuff. Again, it's like a family night, something that's different from whatever else is out there. Say family night is sometimes it doesn't turn out a fucking family night in here. So starts off good, all good intentions, but then it can just go crazy pretty fast. I blame Brexit.
It's Brexit's fault.
It's Brexit. It's all Brexit.
Brexit's fault.
It should just be the Brexit show.
Aye.
So.
There is actually a Brexit podcast.
Is it a Brexit podcast? Is it shit? Is it just loads of guys all sobbing, talking about how they lost their jobs and shit?
Happening? We still
What's
don't
happening?
know.
Is this money worth it?
It's basically, I think it's like political commentators, like basically bringing you up to speed with sort of where the actual process is.
Is it just a row of people saying it's all shit and it's going to get shit up?
I think they're trying to be more diplomatic than that.
That is me being fucking diplomatic, to be fair.
I think that, most rational people realise that it maybe wasn't such a great idea.
No, it was not a great idea at all.
But hey, man, you have to go with the majority. It's a democracy after all.
Yeah, I'm still now considering that maybe idiots shouldn't get to vote.
There might need to be an IQ for.
Yeah, an IQ test for voting maybe. But I'm just scared that maybe I'll get a letter through the door saying you can't vote anywhere, Jamie. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? The fuck? This is my idea.
What did we do? I mean, the president
like Socrates. Socrates, I know you're right into this democracy and that, so we've decided to take a democratic vote and we think you're radicalising the youngsters too much. We've decided you should kill yourself.
And if it's fair, then
it's fair. He was like, right, fair enough, give me the hemlock and I'll drink it.
Hemlock at floor's quite nice. It's a lot more to put me down, mate. I'll be harder stuff with NHC Music.
Conventional weapons cannot
they cannot kill me. I'll get a fucking tramp stamp, right? Do what I want. Sorry, took that away there, John. Took it a dark place.
If the president of Free World's thrown out IQ tests in his own staff, then I think IQ tests can just become the thing.
Nothing that Donald Trump wants should ever become the thing.
I don't know. I like the word bigly now, and I never used that until a year ago. It's amazing. Throw it in an email and wind someone up.
Gonna build a wall.
I know all the words.
The less
I've got all the words. I've got the best words. Aye, they don't really exist as words.
The less said about him, the better. To be honest, let's move.
We'll just edit that out.
Let's move on. We'll go some more music.
Aye.
So anyway, this is one of the few bands on this show that I've actually heard in my life. The Media Whores with their track "You Can't Say Whore" on radio.
Prostitute yourself from 9 to 5. You can't say whore on the radio, promoting bottles of this women, you're a hypocrite lie. You can't say whore on the radio, if I don't recognize your style, I'm turning up my dial. You can't say whore on the radio, I don't appreciate the sound of going underground. Hey, oh, hey, oh, W-H-O. You can prostitute yourself from 9 to 5. You can't say whore on the radio, promoting vitals against women, you're a hypocrite lie. You can't say whore on the radio, I don't appreciate your style, I'm turning up my dial. You can't say whore on the radio, if I don't recognize your sound, then go to the underground. Hey ho, W-H-O.
Service say. Which fun off.
It's always the same mistakes they make. It's always the same. It's always the same. It's always the same mistakes they make. And I don't have time for shame. No time for shame. No time for me to wake. There's never a change. It's always the same. It's always the same mistakes they make. Chasing after, it's in my blood, it's subroutines. I watch them sweat, evade their means. I see them sitting proudly, never speaking ideas loudly. All their intent and camouflage, man, children try to sabotage. I've been the witness and the pawn. I've been the dawn, I've been the dawn. They push ahead for my retreat. Takes more than them for my defeat. It's always the same. It's always the same. It's always the same mistakes they make. It's always the same. It's always the same. It's always the same mistakes they make. And I don't have time for shame. No time for shame. No time for me to wake. There's never a change. It's always the same. It's always the same mistakes they make.
So back in that was Test the Waters. Their song Man Children. Before that, obviously, you heard the Media Horse. Now, Jamie, we've got a wee competition that we want to run, as we mentioned in the opening.
Yes.
Now, you will be raffling off
30 quid of gift vouchers.
Shop vouchers.
Yep.
So what,
basically, when the podcast goes up, we'll share it on the page, share it on other pages. If you go to the main page and get the link, if you share the link, like the link, and comment under it, comment anything you want. The reason for commenting is because then we get the wee message underneath it that we can contact you if you win it. So we can't contact you for your business page otherwise, so you need to share it, like it, comment under it, and we'll just basically pull names for your hat. We'll basically run it over the course of a week, essentially. So, and you get the vouchers, you can come in and pick them up. You need to actually be here to physically buy the stuff. It's not to buy online. You need to send them out, there's more costs. But just come in and spend it on whatever. If you buy local band stuff, we'll pay the bands. So it doesn't matter. You can spend 30 quid on local band stuff and we'll give you 30 quid to local bands. Doesn't matter to us how you spend it.
Terms and conditions apply.
Terms and conditions apply. Really fast you say that though.
Because irritation? Oh.
Eye bleeding.
Because irritation, eye bleeding or death. Terms and conditions apply.
Maybe we should get terms and conditions up there, really. You've probably caused bleeding. No, in that sense. Fuck's sake. Sorry, continue.
Trust your mind to go to such a dark place, Anthony. So the contact, I'm imagining then that you'll post up on the NHC Music
Facebook
definitely
page,
when this releases on Halloween, right? So so you'll post on the page about the details anyway. But
I'll post it before then. So even though you won't know because I'm not telling you the night when it's released.
I know.
So is that fourth floor?
It's some kind of inception shit that I just can't get my head around.
I was going to enter the contest, but you removed the swimsuit round, so
Oh no, that's still happening.
And you look great. You do look great, to be fair. So
that's still happening. It's just the casting couch hasn't been delivered yet.
what do you think you're sitting on, Anthony? Oh, sadness.
Is this how you're telling me I've not won a competition?
You live in darkness. I was moulded by it. Sorry, didn't you? We can actually fire a guest on even. You starting here?
Jamie, believe it or not, I do have some structure to this.
Do you? I've seen your notes.
I was actually going to ask it, have you been to any non-NHC music related gigs lately that have been of note?
I've not actually been to a lot of the ones that I've been to recently have been all kind of registered bands at least.
Right.
Fuck, I can't think of the last one I've been to. It wasn't like even a registered band supporting somebody or something like that.
Well, even anything like that, what have you been to see?
Jesus, on the spot. Trying to think the last one I have been to actually see. Like been to a gig.
I've heard these one-man shows outstanding.
Aye, aye, great.
Still can't juggle smarties though.
Well, by the time this is out, I'll be seeing Mickey Nines.
The Mickey Nines,
Yeah,
okay.
no more. The Mickey Nines are fucking fantastic.
So
band.
when was that?
That was tomorrow night.
That was tomorrow.
14th of October.
Saturday,
Back on the
14th of
14th.
October, no more. So I'm going to. We've got a gig in here, and then I'll be going to the gig to see them play. They're in no more, so they're literally 10 minutes walk away for you. If you walk really fast.
If you jog, it's like 8 minutes.
The only trouble is we've got ICW wrestlers in here having a gig beforehand, so I might never ever leave the shop ever. It's just it could all go tits up. It could all go tits up really fast, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully it'll be a good night, a really good night.
No one will die.
I'm pulling
Yes.
for you. I'm pulling for you.
Yeah.
We're still here, obviously, so it went fine. Or we wouldn't be here to do the podcast, you know.
Unless it's a posthumous
In
podcast in memoriam to Jamie. Aye, shit, I never thought about that. This could just be like my last thing, couldn't it?
That's the reason I'm here.
just insert our tune here.
The only reason I would come back would be for a eulogy.
Oh shit.
Those we have lost.
So,
We'll tag that one at the end.
are there any NHC music gigs coming up in the next sort of wee while, sort of November-ish?
We don't really put on a lot of gigs at the end of the year, just 'cause it's really hard to get folk out kind of November, December.
That was a lesson I think we learned back
Aye,
in the day.
it gets slowly because people are like, I'm spending money on Christmas, and you're like, that's fair enough, so am I.
I remember the year, the first weekender, it was really busy, and then like we would try to do one at the end of the year. And
It just
wasn't.
went to shit. Aye. So we generally don't book any gigs. We do in-stores, so we get a few in-stores. We get Tim Loud's coming back in November. It's kind of mid-November. We've got him back for an in-store. We've actually got another couple of in-stores. Obviously, we've got the Potion Mafia one that was talked about earlier on. So we've got them last Friday, everyone. Sorry. We've got our open mics in here last Saturday. Everyone still.
So for the most part, sort of the weekly stuff.
Yeah, we've got another like 12-hour hip hop extravaganza happening 2 weeks before Christmas as well. We've no setting a date yet. We're basically going to go on whatever day everywhere else near us is shut. so that there'll be less complaints. I think that's a smart move.
It does.
It's a smart move.
It sounds both
aye,
reasonable
and
and
what we do is we try and mix the hip hop with a wee bit of spoken word and a wee bit of acoustic stuff, because what we've noticed, and we tried to do hip hop stuff solely dedicated before, we had Mog in here and it was a fucking crack night, but the police tend to follow hip hop gigs about. So we had police turning up and they're like, oh, we heard there's a hip hop gig here, and I was like, the fuck are you guys just turning up at hip hop gigs? I had to refuse police entry.
Why
private
hip-hop?
property. So
Why are they
Weed.
targeting hip hop?
they think the place would just be absolutely full of weed. Funnily enough, somebody ran in the door when the police were like, pretty much coming in the corner, went, hide your weed, the police is coming, and I was like, there's not even any real weed in here. What the fuck are you talking about?
We would like to just
Police are
hastily,
behind
we would like to quite hastily add that there was no weed on the premises.
There was no weed in the premises whatsoever.
No
none
drugs
none
of any
smoke,
recreational nature
no.
whatsoever.
Anthony stole that. None of his none of his take cocaine apart from Anthony, crazily. He's
And
doing
he only does it in his own time.
he does it, and it's all Anthony's time.
Fucking put that away.
If I could afford that, I'd be doing that.
So what about you, Anthony? Have you been to any gigs that you want
I was at the Scottish Alternative Music Awards the other night. That was pretty good going. It was Boo, White and Mountain kind of playing it, but yeah, it was good fun. I like Boo. They're a kind of good 80s synthy poppy, good fun live, and they play the flute as well, so it's quite a novel twist. But no, that's probably
So
about it.
I've only been to like one gig this year, and it was Tori Amos a few weeks ago.
You fucking prick.
She's still got one of the best voices in the
Yeah,
planet.
I was gutted that I missed the Tori Amos one. I missed Tori Amos and I miss
I'll
Nick Cave and the Bad
I'll make
Seeds.
even more gutted. I got in for £11.
Fucking hell.
It was meant to be like 25 for the seats that I ended up in, but some
Fucking
guy
hell,
was
that's really
selling
good.
was selling these two for £11 each and get me in.
Did you
so
stab
that's-
somebody and take their tickets just
Aye.
throw £11 at one
I
coins?
did die. I've kind
Good.
of Patrick Bateman,
Oh,
some guy
coins,
around the
good,
corner.
good quality.
It wasn't even £11. I gave him £10.99.
Ah!
Oh, and pennies.
Our piano,
There you go, you wee dick.
our piano player Joe was banned for the Sydney Opera House. He follows Tori Amos around the world. He was banned for the Sydney Opera House for going round the back door to get in to watch Tori Amos doing her sound check.
Oh dear.
And when she saw him coming, getting taken out, she came outside and spoke to him and took a picture with him and all that sort of stuff. But he goes all around the world to see Tori Amos.
Did you see the thing where, was it neck deep? I went the other night at Nottingham. The security were barring the fans, so they just ended the show.
Oh.
It might not be neck deep. It was Mania, I think, that shared it the other day. But no, they cancelled their show at Rock City. Apparently Rock City.
Got security barred the fan?
Yeah, the fans were.
Was the
upset.
fan being an arsehole?
No, it
Oh,
was
you've always got it.
multiple fans. It was like folk crowd surfing, and they were
Fucking
playing
hell.
them. So yeah, the venue's seemingly chronic for it though. Nottingham Rock City, their security's a bit kind of heavy-handed, and particularly gigs with us younger folk, they're quite.
Yeah, Glasgow takes a lot of stick for security being heavy-handed, but I don't actually see a lot of it myself, to be honest with you. We were actually alright with security.
Generally in Glasgow, I think.
As long as you're not an arsehole.
To get that treatment, you need to be an absolute.
You need to be an
dickhead.
arsehole, right? And then they will be an arsehole to you, which is kind of fair enough. You know, I've done security fucking 4 years ago, worked strictly junior security, and the amount of just total stuff that you see, and you're just like, you're obviously not getting in. I don't know why you don't understand that.
Still better about not getting in that. You're in charge.
You were naked. Oh, no.
Very
no.
creative etchings on my body though.
Yes. Sorry. So that
and
was it.
screaming
That
at
was the
security-
Anthony naked
And
segue.
screaming at a security guy, "Don't worry, I'm only 15." That's
It's alright, I'm alright.
Anyway, let's get some more music on the go. We're going to play The Big Nowhere. That's your guys. What's your name?
Simon.
Simon. I'm John.
Hi, John.
I'm the. This is my show.
Aye.
So you were the
Anthony
big
as
nowhere.
well.
Anthony, cheers, mate.
So I'm going to play the track, and then we'll talk to you shortly.
Awesome.
Now that I know who you are,
Yeah.
you know that was.
He's not just standing there drinking cider.
This is a bartender.
I figured it was a guest, but I didn't know what to say. So this is Couldn't Keep Away by The Big Nowhere. And then we're going to speak to Simon from The Big Nowhere just shortly. So enjoy.
Well, your mama was a working, and your daddy too. Baby, come around your window just to get a look at you. Yeah, climb in your window, and if your daddy knew, fill my ass full of buckshot, probably kill you too. But I couldn't keep away from your girl every night, and I pray for your girl. My God, you're so fine. I know you're gonna be mine. I just couldn't keep away. Well, your daddy heard you laughing as I climbed down your tree. Now I got him on my tail, Lord, plan on murdering me. Now I come around your back door just to hear you moan. Got a quarter pint of grain, baby, gonna get you gone. But I couldn't keep away from your girl every night, and I pray for your girl. My God, you're so fine. I know you're gonna be mine. I just couldn't keep away. keep away from your girl every night, and I pray for your girl. My God, you're so fine. I know you're gonna be mine. I just couldn't keep away from your girl every night, and I pray for your girl. My God, you're so fine. I know you're gonna be mine. I just couldn't keep away.
So we're back, and again that was the big nowhere. We couldn't keep away. We've got Simon, as I say earlier, for the big nowhere in the shop. I was going to say the studio. It's not really, well, I guess this.
Well, we can. It can be anything you
the
want.
shop is
In the alcove.
It's a magical place.
It's an audio podcast.
You're sitting in the game section and
in the dugout at Yankee Stadium. We are here with Simon of the Big Nowhere. First off, do you want to tell us who the Big Nowhere are, where you came from, and then maybe go into sort of the background on the track if you can?
Yeah. We're all from Glasgow. Usually we're anywhere between a 4-piece to a 7-piece. We've had 9 at one point. We've all been in bands before. I was in a band called Brown Eyed Superfly, a band called Somersault. The rest of the band were in. We just, me and Billy, the guitar player, used to work in a shop called Sound Control in Jamaica Street.
I remember Sound Control.
Yeah. My brother used to practically live in Sound Control.
Yeah. Used to work there.
Something affected him. Get out.
I once had to punch a guy in the face because he wanted to hug Noel Redding
That was
on
probably
Sound
him.
Control.
Quality. Good story, actually.
Yeah. The best story about Sound Control, just to segue away, but there would be everybody that came to Glasgow would come into Sound Control. Every musician would come into Glasgow. You have actors coming in and stuff like that, wanting to buy shit, celebrities and all that. Nobody cared. Nobody cared, no matter how. Like with no Redding and doing a signing in the shop. Jimi Hendrix is bass player, and it was just another guy in the shop. But the one time everybody went absolutely. Everybody in the shop was literally shaking. Was when Archie McPherson came into the shop.
Yes!
Archie McPherson came into the shop. And he goes downstairs and he's got a little PA. It's like, Archie McPherson's in the shop. It's like, what the fuck? You see everybody, and it's like the Three Stooges, right? Everybody comes down into the office and everybody's just see all these heads up the doorway, like the Three Stooges just peeking in the doorway. It's like, it's fucking Archie McPherson. So he's in buying a cable.
Did you touch him?
He's in buying a cable, so I'm like, go and talk to Archie McPherson. I mean, we had John, what's his name? John Martin. No, John Martin. Martin Taylor. One of the greatest jazz guitar players of all time.
I know Martin Taylor.
We had Martin Taylor in the shop because he wanted to try out a new custom guitar that he'd got built, and we made him play "Smoke on the Water." He's sitting there playing this beautiful. It's like you're watching his hands and you cannot figure out how he's producing that sound. And somebody shouts, "Martin, give Smoke on the Water!"
Wonderwall!
All he hears, dun dun dun.
Fucking hell.
Whole shop, yes.
That's kind of Glasgow for you. So,
Wait, Archie McPherson!
Archie McPherson!
Yes!
Archie McPherson, and then everybody's like, fucking Archie McPherson. Then the PA across the whole shop, 2 flares of the shop, somebody gets on the PA and goes, and just looks round and goes,
Aye, I would not like that at all.
Probably why
Tells
he's
he's deaf. He's about his business job, nah. Well, he's dead rude. Dead rude.
yeah, me and Billy met in there in Sound Control, and we used to bring in CDs every day. We'd make up compilation CDs, and it'd be like, just fucking, you put that on, fucking brilliant. And then he had a bunch of songs that his band weren't going to use because it was a completely different style. I had a bunch of songs my band weren't going to use. Turned out we quite liked him. We started working on songs. Then we'd start a thing going. He'd bring in a song. I'd be like, "Oh, you're prick, that's good."
I need one up
And I
us.
thought,
Sort of a healthy
right.
competition.
Aye, and so I'd bring in one, and the next day it's like, well, listen to this, and he'd be like,
Smoking a water, you dick.
The amount of times I've written "Roll Another Number for the Road" is fucking atrocious. But aye, so that's how we started, and we went to we went for a pint one night to Cooler. Used to be a pub in Sucky Hall Street. That was the old morgue, and they turned it into a pub. And we're sitting in there, and we're just talking about, you know, bands and stuff like that, and what we want to do and all that sort of thing. And the barmaid had a Jimmy Buffett t-shirt on, and she started bringing her tequila shots for us, and we were getting her to put on songs and CDs, and we were just hanging about, and then that turned into me and Billy going missing for 3 days.
Is Billy deep now?
You might think that when you see him. There's a bright photo of Billy when we were playing the ferry, and Billy was so hungover that in the video he looks like he's literally melting.
Like the guy for Robocop.
Aye, like the guy from Robocop gets hit with the motor. He's literally melting, and you can see him just sagging and sagging and sagging through the whole gig. But aye, so we started that, and then I get fired for sound control, and then came back again to work in the service department, and then got fired again, even though I didn't actually work there. I get fired twice by the same guy, even though the second time I didn't actually work there. The first day I came to work in the service department, he comes down the stairs, like, he comes down the stairs, oh Simon, what's in the office? Fuck! And then I just hear him on the phone to the owners of the shop. And then he just avoided me for the next year.
And then some other guys just like, we're firing you.
Yeah.
So he's basically an arsehole.
Aye. It's like, but aye. So anyway, we start doing demos in my house. I had a 16-track reel-to-reel tape machine in the house with the desk and studio set up in my house. It was actually in my kitchen when I stayed in Denison, and we started recording the songs that we'd been sharing back and forward, and then we thought, well, let's do this properly. Let's actually make a record. So we went to start recording the record, and the machine broke. I hit it with a mattress.
How do you break something with a mattress?
Well, seriously, this thing weighs about the same as everything in this shop. Right? Everything in this shop put together weighs about the same as this machine. And a mattress that I was carrying from room to room, just folded air, went boom, and opened up, and it went boom, and the machine went boom, onto the player, and the spindles for the reels went through the mechanism. So we had to delay it a bit. So we started doing the record, and then Billy knew Joe, so we got Joe to do the piano parts. And I did most of the guitars, I did all the vocals, Billy played the harmonica, I did the keys on it, Joe played all the pianos, I did the drums. But we got a guy called Peter Morgan that was in the band for me, he did the drums in my living room, and then I did the rest of the drums. And then we put it out, and it seemed to go doing really, really well. It was really weird, because basically I would still be mixing it now. This album, that's there. There's the box set there. If it wasn't for Billy saying just put the fucking thing out, I would still be mixing it now.
And how long ago was this?
8 years.
Nearly, very nearly. I think it's like 2009 or something like that, maybe. Right. 2008, 2009, something like that. And so after we put it out, we get a call for Tuts, who said they wanted. Brown Eye had been split up at the time for like a few years, and they says, right, it's the 20th anniversary of Tuts. We want Brown Eye Superfly to come and play one of the gigs for the 20th anniversary week, and we want the Big Nowhere to support First Aid Kit. So we're like, fuck yeah, that sounds amazing, brilliant. Then we're like, we have a band. So we kind of had to put a band together.
Really do it? Oh, did you?
Aye, okay. Aye. So we had to put a band together like really short notice. So we got like a girl singer to do backing vocals, and we got Joe was on piano, and then we got Colin for Billy's band to play drums because he's a phenomenal fucking drummer, and we got a like 19-foot tall German called Howie to play stand-up bass and stuff like that. And we did the gig, and it was fantastic. We're like, yeah, this could be a proper band. And then the girl singer quit, Howie quit, and then we got in Terry because he was the best. We'd wanted to work with Terry, but we didn't know if he would actually date because it would literally be like 3 guys for his old band on together. But nope, he was totally into it. So we still have Colin, me, Billy, Joe and Terry. But by this point we'd actually started the second album as well. And the album's completely done in my house. The first album's completely done in my house. The second album was done in my house as well. We did everything in the house. I recorded everything, mixed, mastered, everything. We did absolutely everything ourselves. And then by the time the second album came out, was about to come out, we thought, we were trying to find a name for it. And Billy had been collecting fortunes for fortune cookies. And so there was one, I cannot remember what it said, but I was holding it and I couldn't quite see it, and I put it next to the bulb of the lamp and it started to smoke. And he just said, "Don't burn the fortune!" And that became the name of the album. So we it was my birthday, and I got talking to Josie Long, the comedian, online, and she did a drawing for my birthday. She was like, "I'll do a drawing for your birthday." I'm like, "Fantastic. Can you do a drawing, something that they would don't burn the fortune?" Because by this point the album was still 2 years away from being released. But in my mind it was finished then. It was only a couple of days away, a couple of weeks away from being released, but it would still been our 2 years because we are lazy and shite. So
story of my life.
So she did this drawing, and it was like a sort of like circus ringmaster with flames behind him, and I was like, that's cool as fuck. And so what it got me thinking was, like when I was a wee guy and used to take Polaroid photos, I used to put them on top of the 3-bar electric fire until they'd warmed up, and I'd get a pin and I'd scratch like cartoon characters into the Polaroid. And so it kind of got me thinking of that. And so I thought, well, what if we get other people to do these and then we can put them in a booklet for the album? So I reached out on social media to people like Lloyd Kaufman, that owns Trauma. He's like the creator of the Toxic Avenger, and Sergeant Kabuki Man and stuff like that. But we'll have a copy of the CD here. You can see the pictures. We got Neil Gaiman did one. Who else? Christopher Moore, the writer, he did one. Tom Robinson, the Tom Robinson band on Six Music, he did one because he'd played a few of our songs. He played one of the songs. He loved one of the songs for the first album, so he played that on his show, and he actually made a video for it as well. Just on his phone, he got a new phone and decided to make a video on his new phone for one of our songs, and then he used our song "To the End of the World," with the chorus, "We're all gonna die." And so it's literally just the refrains line, "We're all gonna die," like "We're all gonna die." But that was used as the theme tune to a short film as well, called Jerry Generic, Modern Comedian. But yeah, so Tom used that he played that a couple of times on his show, and he asked us to do, like a sort of a censored radio edit for the show. And he used that as the opening track on the last edition of the Tom Robinson Introducing show that he did. And I'm trying to think who else did one. Baby Bird, he did one as well. He did a drawing of Jimmy Savile burning the BBC. So they're all in there, and we got some of our pals to provide the photos. So we had like the burlesque artist Kim Chaos, who Jamie knows, she did one of the photos. And so all the pictures. Devin Sproul did a drawing as well, the country singer. And so we got them to do that, and then we got some other pals like Andrea Gibb, who's a screenwriter. She did the adaptation of Swallows and Amazons for the BBC recently. So she gave us pictures, and she gives a picture and stuff like that. And so all the pictures on the inside of the booklet it looks like a photo, just with the drawings that people did scratched into the photo. Okay. And so that ended up we ended up getting an email for the British Museum, right. The National Archive, just asking for everything we'd done. So yeah, we got that. So now that's sitting in our first 2 albums and a couple of EPs that we put out are now all sitting in the British Museum in the National Archive. And if you want to go and see it, you have to go into they take you into a wee special room, and it's like, completely like
gloves and stuff.
Airtight, and you've got to wear the white gloves and all that.
A wee special room.
A wang room is what we'll say.
Aye. Oh, it's with wang glove. You've got to wear the special purple glove.
The special purple glove, that's it.
And so it's sitting in there with, you know, Led Zeppelin albums and Pink Floyd albums and Black Sabbath albums and all that, like the fucking legends of British music. And there's our daft wee 2 albums that we made in my house, sitting in there with all them.
So are you guys working on anything just now?
Yeah, we've got we're just about to finish the third album.
The third album?
We're just about to finish the third album. We just can't get into the studio to actually finish the mixing.
So I was actually going to ask you earlier, and you might have just answered that, like, recording at home, is that something you prefer to do, or is it just out of necessity?
No, I prefer recording in the house.
So is there a specific reason that you guys are going to take a different approach, i.e. the studio this time?
We have the studio. But it's like Colin, our drummer, he owns the audio lounge up at Maryhill.
Right.
I thought it's just an access thing, and you've got it, so you might as well.
Aye. So we wanted to do something different. So for this one, we went away to the cottage up at Lochfine for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Great studio. You've got the separate building, studio and a house that you live in. And so we went up there for a couple of weekends, and we did the recordings for the basic tracks there, and then we came back to the studio. It's like this album's more. The first album was more acoustic, but still with like you had songs that was literally just acoustic and vocal. The second album you had the more full band songs with brass and things like that, and strings and everything on it. And this album, it's more a kind of stripped down, like 70s Bowery New York kind of feel. So we figured that us all going in and doing it in the studio would kind of benefit the songs a wee bit better. It's like for this one, it's got more a sort of New York Dolls, Big Star, Replacements kind of feel to it, whereas the last one before had a sort of like the Stooges, like the Stooges Funhouse album.
Right.
It's like that's no a rock album, that's a fucking jazz album.
Mm-hmm.
That's an avant jazz album.
You've actually got that there somewhere, and it's a strange fucking it's a strange thing.
And that's the thing. It's like everything from like murder ballads to like drunk Tijuana brass kind of things to.
So you're kind of spreading your wings a wee bit creatively as well as.
Yeah, I mean, it's well with every album there is a progression in what we do, but it still sounds like us. I mean, we can drop in and out different tracks for all the different albums, even the EPs we've done. Usually, what we do is for the album that's going to come out next, we drop those songs into the set when we're playing live. 2 years, 3 years, even sometimes before the album comes out. There's songs we did at our very first acoustic gig that still haven't been on a record yet.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's like with me and Billy still have that competitive thing,
right.
But it's also got to a point where it's also collaborative,
mm-hmm.
where Billy will send me a song and go, "Can you fix that?" And I'll say, "Doesn't need fixed. It's fine." Go, "No, I'm going to fix it." I'm like, "No, it's fine." It's like
just send it back to him. Like, there you go.
I instead of like being, "I'll fucking show you," it's like, "I'll fucking show you your song's all right."
Just tell him you fixed it.
I've done that.
And
he goes, "Go to I'll go like that," and he'll go, "Thanks, that sounds good now."
I put out one song on an EP, which was Billy. It was a recording. I just had a mic sitting set up in the middle of the room for Billy just to show me some new songs. And one of the songs, he just played it and sang it, just standing in the middle of the room. And I put that on an EP, and Billy hates hearing his voice. And he's like, "I forgot to sing this part of the song." I'm like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. It's like, that's perfect. You're never going to be able to do it better than that." So, you know, and it's not a knock on him, but it is really fucking pish.
Gosh.
Total shite. But I mean, so I put that out, and so what we do is with the albums, it's the whole band, but the EPs we do in between the albums, it can be stuff that we've just knocked out in the house, like that song "To the End of the World" that I was telling you about that Tom Robinson used as his as the to open his last ever show on Radio 6 before he brought it back a year later.
Last
not that you're
ever
better.
show.
That was just me in the house, just recording, just had this idea for a song. And the great thing about it is having like a recording set up in the house is if I get an idea at 3 a.m, I can just go go into the living room and just start recording it.
So you don't have the full Prince set up just yet, where you could do it on the toilet.
Well, we have actually done that. There was a thing called there was an online there was an online festival.
Shove it a wee bit.
There was an online festival called Couch by Couch West.
Right.
That we did stuff a couple of years ago, and I'm pretty sure Roseanne Cash did something like the very last year as well. And so you would just they had a remit where it was basically want to be live, want it to be just recorded in your house, in your backyard, anything like that. It can't be an edited video. Everything's got to be one camera, just pointing at the band, playing. There's like you can record a track properly and mix it afterwards, but no overdubs, nothing like that.
Yeah, you just play it.
Aye, everything's got to match. Yeah. And so the second year we did that, we recorded the songs sitting in my bath. I was sitting on the window ledge with my legs dangling in the bath, and Billy's sitting near the bath, and we had the mics. We had the mics, and I had never heard the song. He just brought one. I thought, we'll do that one, and he goes, "Oh, we'll need to do two just in case." So he brought a new song. I thought, right, okay, fine, fuck it. And he brought the song, and I've got the lyrics in front of me for the first time. First time I'm hearing the song, he's literally just went, right, that's how it goes. No, magic. This is going to be fucking terrible. And so we set up the camera, just pointing into the toilet, and two of us are sitting in the bath.
as you are, you know, as so.
Two of us are sitting in the bath recording this.
Talk about an intimate performance.
Why are you naked? I just thought now's the time for it.
Where's my fucking bubble bath? And my rubber duck.
There's like great, like really old demos and stuff like that where I was recording it in my bedroom, and you just hear somebody shouting through the wall, "Shut the fuck up!"
June, good.
I'm leaving that in.
Welcome to history, motherfucker. Oh, that's quite good.
Right. So does the new album have a name, at least a tentative one, or an ATA?
It does have a no, it doesn't have a name. Oh. It's going to be called The Big Nowhere. But like the dicks we are, we're not going to put it anywhere on the actual cover. The cover is it's a bit of graffiti that my girlfriend found on a set of garages. 2 doors down.
Please be a dick. Please be a dick.
2 doors down for Kim Kelsey's house.
Really?
Yeah. That's the cover.
Oh, okay. That's the one you sent us through a photo, actually. That's quite good.
Do you realise that everybody is going to assume that's the name of the album?
Aye.
All the band.
We like that.
No,
we like that. We like that. There's a when Last FM was still a thing. Right, it was still a thing that people used. There used to be a song that kept getting attributed to us, and it was driving me fucking mental because it wasn't us, and it would come up. And you'd look at it and it's like, yeah, somebody scrabbled Baila by The Big Nowhere. I was like, that's not me, I didn't do that. And it turned to be even worse, right? It was a guy called Tito Valdez. It's like a sort of Tropicalia kind of Eurodance kind of producer. And his song Baila, the Big Nowhere remix of it, people just used to tag it as The Big Nowhere Baila. And so it would come up and people would be like, I heard that remix of your track. That's not fucking me.
You don't know whether it be flattered or
yeah. There's an even worse one. There's a French jazz band, but 3 or 4 years ago, they called themselves The Big Nowhere, and they basically had the same lineup as us, and the singer was the spitting image of me. Absolute spitting image. People would be going, I didn't know you were away to France to play like that. Away to France to play? What the fuck are you talking about? And I'd go online, and so I wrote this series of tweets in French to them, saying, "You fucking dicks. We're The Big Nowhere. We've been around for a few years before you. All you had to do was Google the name. Stop biting our shit." It's
I'm in the fucking British Museum.
Yeah, it's like you can go on iTunes, you can go on Spotify, you can go on all that and see that we already exist.
Yeah.
Fucking change your name. And so I've never heard anything from them since. I've never heard of them since. So
they just decided, you know what, fuck it, we're just going to quit.
Yeah, that fucking crazy Scottish bastard.
We don't really feel like getting a new name. We're just going to stop. So we played a track of yours.
Yeah.
It was Couldn't Keep Away. Is that from the second album?
No, that's for the album that we're still.
So this
that
is
we're still
like
yeah.
a brand new track.
Yeah, so that's one of the. That was a rough mix.
Yeah.
That track that we had ready.
Right.
That was literally the first one that we had in a mixed state. And so we decided, yeah, we'll put that on the compilation.
Awesome. So do you want to give us a wee bit of background on the track then, where it came from, sort of, what your inspirations were at the time you were writing it? I'm assuming it was you that wrote it, or?
I wrote it, then I gave it to Billy to fix it, like always.
Billy went, it's fixed.
Billy went, no,
it's fixed, mate.
No, it's fine. In fact,
took 3 weeks just for effect.
In fact, the guitar solo on it, which isn't really a guitar solo because Billy will not play a guitar solo, was we were sitting doing a quick demo it just in the living room, and I just, because I'm a terrible guitar player, I'm a fucking atrocious guitar player. You'll tell you, you've seen me multiple times.
Terrible.
I'm a fucking atrocious guitar player. So I sat and I'm just playing anything just to fill in that wee space. It's like, right, that goes here. And so Billy copied it note for note on the record. It's like, oh, you prick.
Dink.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much exactly it.
Remixed it. Sounds great.
It's like fucking everybody's making it big but me. It's like, I don't see nothing wrong with that, Ricky. That's beautiful, man.
So where did the track come from then? What kind of idea?
What usually happens is, for me and Billy, the two is that we write songs in twos.
Right. Okay.
It's a weird thing. It's like you'll get an idea for a song, and then you'll just be sitting playing a guitar or whatever, and so yeah, that sounds pretty good, and it's nothing else. It's nothing that already exists.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is the worst problem you can have as a songwriter.
Yeah.
And it really annoys me when you see, bands like Oasis or Ocean Colour Scene or something like that. They have a song that's like, that's something else, and you know that's something else, you bastard. But we'll write that, and then it's like, it will maybe go, well, I'm writing it, so sort of maybe go somewhere. It's like, no, that doesn't feel right. But I'll finish this one, and then the next day it's like, well, that wee bit that went somewhere. And so they're kind of like no similar in style, but they go together. These ones, when you write them in twos, they sort of, it's almost like you're writing the A side and the B side.
Yeah.
And so one of the songs after the album, Cold Coffee and Broken Fingers, and that I wrote in the same night. And sometimes it's just really, you get a line in your head and you're like, oh, that's a good line. Oh, that's a good line. See, if I'd said that in a conversation, everybody would like that. You're fucking amazing, by the way. So, yeah, you should write something. Like, a day? A day write things? But you get a good line, and then you're like, right, where does that go for here? And so you start to, you almost get like a mental picture, or like a story. It's almost like a wee movie that plays out in your head.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing that, it's like you'll maybe get a line that's like, oh, that's really good, but it doesn't really go right. I'll keep that, and then you forget it, because it's like Stephen King says, it's like you never forget the great ideas. It's like, don't write anything down if you get an idea, because the great ideas, keep in your head. That's fucking bullshit. That's absolute shit. I've came across things that I've written, just a sentence I've written 10 years ago, and like, that's fucking awesome. Why didn't I remember that? But no, it's totally, because I have a terrible memory and I can never remember songs. Literally, when we were playing gigs, the beat before I have to start singing, that's when I remember the first line of the song. Even sometimes the songs that we've played 100 times live, when it comes to my bit, as soon as I realise that I know what I'm doing, it's like, oh fuck, what am I doing? Oh shit, I've blanked it.
That's the fun of live music though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, it's one of the things that we never rehearse. We never rehearse. Some gigs we've just literally we haven't rehearsed in like 6 months, and it's like, oh shit, there's a gig. We've got a gig on Thursday. We better kind of rehearse. We have one rehearsal, and it's absolutely atrocious, and nobody can remember anything, and the songs sound shit.
Do you think we're ready?
We're
ready.
So fuck it, because I mean, and that's how it should be. Do you know what I mean? There should be an element of danger, and that's everybody in every band, every single band ever, always goes, you know, the one band that I wish I could have seen live was me. And it's true. It's a fucking wanky thing to say, but it's true, because there's a danger playing live, and and if you're not over rehearsed, and you know the songs can be a bit complicated. I don't want to be slick. I don't want to see a band that's slick. I don't want to go and see a band and it's note for note.
It's not really rock and roll either if you're fucking note for note. It's going to be something that's
exactly.
Encatamp night. That's why we're here.
Aye, it's like well the gig the other week. So we had rehearsed.
I don't remember it.
I don't
remember it. I was so drunk. I don't remember any of it at all.
We were probably still drunk for your birthday week.
Probably, aye. So not way beyond before that.
we had literally rehearsed once, and it's like, yeah, that's what I like. I like, obviously, I like knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, but when you're going out and you're playing live, it's like there's supposed to be an element of danger to it, and I think that's why. Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons that, you know, people respond when we're actually playing live, is that, oh, thank fuck they got to the end of the song. Oh,
so
thank fuck.
People trying to negotiate with somebody on a ledge.
Aye, just that's it.
Go
exactly.
jump.
Yeah.
So the way you set yourself up for gigs is the way I set myself up for every day. And I look myself in the mirror in the morning and go, "You're ready for this. You're not trained for this day at all. You're
smile, motherfucker.
Smile. Other people as well, don't just yourself."
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be an element of this could absolutely collapse at any minute. And that's what rock and roll is. I mean, that's exactly what rock and roll is. It's everything for, you know, to right back to the old blues guys, right through everything to, like, you know, the Undertakers, to the Sonics, to the Stooges, right to now.
Johnny Cash getting coked up to the
Johnny Cash getting coked up and playing every song at 10 times the speed in Venom and Punk. Yeah. You don't want none of this shit.
I guess it is that kind of element of, I'm going to see this because this might be the night that this goes fucking explode.
Aye.
This might be the night where he actually kills somebody.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Maybe that's why I need to go to gigs really as much anymore, because there's no got that element of danger in it. There's no that element of kind of upset.
That's it.
There's no, I can't think off the top of my head who's the big rock and roll band that you go see now because they might do something fucking crazy on stage.
Exactly.
They new bands do that.
Yeah.
No, did Marilyn Manson got like cut in half a couple of weeks ago?
No, but he nearly died. That was an accident. I was him pulling shit in the top. That was shoddy workmanship in the fucking stage.
Publicity stunt.
It was Brexit. Cheap materials.
Goddamn Brexit.
We always said when we put the band together, it's like we want to be the Stooges of country music.
It's quite interesting.
I want to be the Stooges or the MC5 of country music. It's like,
I love MC5 as well.
I'm only 5'4.5".
MC 5'4.5". Not quite.
Yeah. It's like you go out there and you play your first song, and the amount of times we've actually done this, you play your first song and people are just looking at you going, "Fuck, was that?"
At least if they turn in and go, "Fuck, did I just hear?" That's a reaction. That's maybe like your laugh. Go to them now. Now I can maybe play something lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I've played with everybody, for the Average White Band to Pete Rock, the originator of hip hop, Roy Ayers, Lonnie Liston Smith. With the Big Nowhere, played with First Aid Kit, the Catmen. The Catmen one was phenomenal because I got to meet Slim Jim Phantom for the Stray Cats, because that's his band. It's like, that was who I used to dress up as when I was like 6 and 7.
That's just why these guys I assume was deep.
Nice wee Halloween segue there.
Yeah. I used to dress up as him when I was like 6 and 7 years old because I fucking loved the Stray Cats.
I used to dress up as Eddie Izzard when I was that age.
Which, you know of Eddie Izzard, because that could go one of many ways.
Dress up, you never knew you liked to dress up, or just like normal Eddie Izzard. Oh, Eddie Izzard, a jumper no one, just no jumper. Sorry, John, continue.
But the Big Nowhere played by everybody for, like, First Aid Kit. when they were just starting to, to make a name, and it's just two lassies sitting on the stage, one with guitar, one with like a wee harmonium or something like that, and we could do that, and then we could go and do a whole fucking like mad rockabilly shit with the Catmen, and we've done, who else we played with? We played with Johnny Fritz, who's fucking amazing, absolutely amazing. It was one of these ones where it's like, I knew I loved Johnny Fritz, and nobody else in the band had heard him. I'm like, no, trust me. And by the end of the gig, everybody in the band was queuing up at his merch table to buy his records. That was fucking amazing. I'm like,
he's like Son of Dave. It's one of the ones you need to actually watch. And if you watch it, you're like, that's probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen live ever. And Son of Dave, and you tell people what he's like, they're like, I don't think I'll get that. And you watch it, like, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's great, crazy man.
I'm trying to think of who else I played with. Hank Wangford, or the British country.
Anybody's
legend.
got Wang in their second name.
Yes,
It's
that's
good
right.
by me. That's right away.
Especially with the first name Hank.
Hank
Yeah.
Wang.
Well, Hank Wangford isn't actually his real name.
It's actually Wank Hanford.
It was a
Handy Wankford.
it was a doctor that ran like a sort of retreat in the 70s, and like Keith Richards and Graham Parsons and stuff like that would
Fucking
go there.
hell.
And Graham Parsons, like the week before he died, was basically he'd went and stayed
So this
with.
guy took all their song ideas that they come up with every
Use them and sell, aye.
It's like, you'll never remember this one, Keith.
So
I'm
I
taking that.
used to hear
the
him on the
coconut
radio.
fell in your head, mate, honest.
I used to hear him on the radio when I was a wee guy, because you had Frank Skerritt did the country show on Radio Clyde when I was a wee guy at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and so me and my papa would sit and we'd listen to the country show, and his favourite was Hank Wangford. And so when he came to Glasgow, I'm like, I'm fucking going to play with Hank Wangford. And I phoned up Mig at the ABC, and I'm like, I want the Hank Wangford gig. And he's like, alright.
He never really asked for it. So,
You're like, you don't understand.
no, honestly, you know what?
I really need this.
If you sell 5 tickets, it's yours. Guys called Hank Wangford, to be fair. Struggling
A
here.
guy called Hank Wangford comes to Glasgow.
He used to be a psychologist, that's his big thing. That and his big wang. Right, change his name. Just Hank, his name's Hank.
The artist formerly known as Hank.
You fucked it, John.
You fucked it with your juvenile.
What, a wang. Well, he said wang. I can't just turn back. Somebody says wang unexpectedly. I can't let that go.
Even if it's 2 streets down
That's
there.
me. I'm out there. Fucking out there.
This is why I left for you. Like
My
how
wang,
many do a podcast with Beavis and Butthead?
my wang signs this thing.
It's fucking. Somebody else has said it.
He's not the superhero we wanted, but he's the superhero we got.
Your life is just one episode of Bottom after another.
Aye. That or Black Books. It's fucking.
Black Books.
That's Black Books.
Horrible mix.
Do you know what? Black Books sums you up perfectly.
Aye. You know, it's fun in
I've
real
no
life.
idea.
Aye.
Can I have a ham sandwich?
I have opened a bottle of wine when electric drilling here before, so that was caught in video. So.
There's a fly.
And I had
Let's
it in
get on
between
an episode and see.
I had it there. Well, I was just kind of drilling it in between my legs.
Why?
So if I'd have missed it, I'd have been right into the crotch.
Well, that was Simon, and obviously I
Yeah.
want to thank him for coming on the show.
Thank you, Simon.
Thanks, Simon. I'm still here.
Do you have new music, John?
Yes.
Play a fucking song.
We're going to move on to another song. This is Savage Cut and the song Andy
Savage
from
Garden?
Finan.
Yes.
Savage Cut. Hey, how dare you? Don't you? Do not diss the Garden.
Savage Garden.
2 albums of absolute pop perfection.
Then nothing. Then they died.
Nah, man, I used to listen to them all the time. So I
Savage
heard
Garden?
Savage Garden like non-stop when I was like 10, 11 years old.
My mum was obsessed with him.
It's one of the things where it's not something that you listen to, but like the fucking every
You know the words to the fucking
Structure
songs when they come on. It's
is
ridiculous.
I didn't know that.
I
They
do
had
want to
two
stand
albums.
with you in a mountain.
Yeah, they literally had 2 albums.
That's the only one I've
two
heard.
albums and then just
I'm sure they had
Yeah.
other songs.
it's like they've just wanted to pass it
Just that song
people's
out there
minds.
again. Different versions
It's
of it.
like Aha only knows good.
So anyway, this is Savage Cut with Andy from Finance.
I'm in a bar after work with a couple of mates, No, let's call them colleagues. Andy from finance is making all the jokes again. Son out of his arse, he's everyone's best friend. Andy's a twat. Briefcase and duck blue moped. When he talks to me, I wish I was dead. Richard Branson is an inspiration not just to all of us, but to a younger generation. Right, Andy? I'm getting the poke. If I roll my eyes back anymore, my contacts will fall out. I wasn't going to drink this week, but his chat makes me greet. I'll have a pint of wine quick, please. Andy somehow corners me on a straight bar. I pretend not to notice him in my peripheral vision, but he squeezes my shoulder, leans in for the kill, hands the barmaid a £10 bill. I can smell his cheap aftershave from Marks and Spencer's, and he whispers, "Cheer up, darling, it might never happen. It bloody well just did. Calm down, only joking, someone's awful tetchy this week." I'm ready to swear go before he's even opened his beak. I'll slice that smell right off your face, don't think I won't, I'll watch you choke. I am ruthless, you'll be taking your Uber home toothless. I don't actually say this. He's still pouring over me at the bar, spluttering in my ear. Maybe I didn't make it clear. I go outside and he follows. I stamp my feet on pavement and to my amazement, he's still talking. I pull out the Camel Blues, but Andy never has to choose. He only wants a twos. Are you serious? You're on the highest pay slip in here. You can't afford this now, but you're clearly on the gear. We go back inside and he starts again. Did you know that Richard Branson started his Virgin Empire with nothing but an idea and a fiver? Andy's the type of guy who takes pleasure in writing bad reviews on TripAdvisor, but everyone else is laughing it up. My uncle is actually a shareholder of the local Virgin Country Club. Stop talking about Richard Branson! Everyone is leaving, but Andy just got me around it. I suppose I'll stay, drink these, and then try to leave. Andy is gurning, looking pleased. It's just me and him now, and I've not said a word in an hour. Somehow Andy has got all the power, and I'm trapped talking to this ostrich in a suit. I would love to see his face connected to my boot. We've both got work in the morning, and as soon as this room stops spinning, I will stand up soon. I'll go to the Blue Lagoon and get a taxi home. But actually, in fact, you know what? These tunes are actually alright. This could be an okay night. I'm feeling kinda good now. Andy's not so bad. He just bought me 2 tequila shots. Maybe one was meant for him, but I took them both and he just grinned. And you know what? Andy looks alright in the dark. He's letting me bitch about Mark from IT and he's saying nice things to me. And he just bought me chips and cheese, and there's nothing more romantic than munching with a mouth of salt and vinegar. He's such a good kisser on Gordon Street, holding my heels, bare feet in a taxi, mouthing off in the back, hands on his crotch. Then everything went black. I wake up in Andy's sack. Nothing on, eyelashes stuck together. I can't remember whether... Oh no, he's here, stroking my back. I'm either going to whitey or have a heart attack. Why do I always do this? End up in bed with people I despise. Maybe if I just close my eyes and pretend that this never happened. He's sitting at the end of the bed, back in his suit, staring at me intently like an inside-out umbrella. Last night was so fun, but we better boost all if we're going to make the train. He hands me a mug of tea. Richard Branson's face gazing up at me. Richard Branson mug! This must be a joke. I need to get out of here. I need a smoke. Oh, for God's sake. How am I going to get through this one? He makes my skin crawl. Andy's the type of guy who says YOLO and lol. Oh no, he's going to start talking again. I don't think I'll live through this pain. You know that Richard never actually had a degree. What can I say? Aye, Andy. Some guys have all the luck. Now get out my face and get to...
So we're back again and again. That was Savage Cut with their track Andy from Finance. It's closing time, guys. Do you have any final thoughts,
Closing
Jamie?
statements. I don't know, what day is it? It's the 31st, isn't it?
This is Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween's a good
Happy
one.
Halloween, yay!
And the event that you're listening to this after Halloween, which you probably are because no one will know that this is actually happening. Hope you're doing alright.
Actually, I won't listen to it before Halloween because it won't be released until Halloween.
Aye.
But please send it before.
I'd just like it known that I was erudite and charming for the entire podcast, and John cut all the best bits of it.
Brexit's fault, mate.
Of course.
Brexit.
When this remains largely unedited, including that, you're going to look like a right dick.
Very rarely had it in. For the record, they also brought in, what is it, a 3 litre bottle of Frosty Jack, which is no longer made by using
apples.
No, it used to be onions, but no longer. It's now cider. It's now cider with sweeteners.
Is that what it says in the bottle?
That's what it says.
No more onions.
No more onions.
That Frosty Jack wasn't just cider though. That was a cocktail I invented. Me and my girlfriend invented. It's called a tickle button.
All right.
Was this during?
Yeah. We've invented 2 cocktails, right? We invented the tickle button, or it's better compared to the fuzzy.
Remember, this is your final words on the podcast. So,
and we also invented a cocktail called Bitter Presbyterian Tears.
right. Tasty.
Imagine a taste of like clergyman or something.
Well,
the tickle button. If you get
Jamie's tasted the clergyman.
Someone said Wang, and I had to go check it out.
It's that Catholic upbringing again. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I was an auto boy for about a week.
So was I.
For about a week.
Anthony's a good prod.
That sense of rejection.
I know. Why does he not want me?
Why do you always pick him?
Tommy get took into the fucking vestry.
It's St. John's Diary. Every day. Well, what about the cocktails? You're talking about cocktails.
The cocktails, the fuzzy tickle button, right? It was invented as a way to make any horrendous fucking sweat tasting cheap fucking cider taste good. And so weekdays you get Frosty Jack or any real fucking shit.
Electric White.
Electric White. Anything. Do you want to make Electric White anymore?
I know. We'll talk about that. I don't
Heineken bought the company.
Kill a bunch of people.
Heineken bought the company
just to shut it down.
Just to shut it down. Yeah. And it used to be 8.5%.
Yeah.
It was 8.5%, and the government intervened.
Actually, not allowed 8.5% when it's not a spirit now.
Yeah. Frosty Jack's still 7.5%, but the government intervened and they put it down to 5.5%. And they had to bore it, so Heineken shut it down. But the fuzzy tickle button is any cheap, disgusting fucking cider, and it's got to be done warm because then it's extra fucking ringing, right?
Okay.
But you get that, get some energy drink, any brand will do, right? Get that, and you put get a pint, 3/4 of the pint of the cider, the last quarter of the pint energy drink, and then you put a shot of peach schnapps in it.
Oh.
That sounds like it might be acceptable.
It's fucking great, and it means you use up the cheap shitty cider before you can drink the good stuff.
And a peach schnapps.
And a litre of peach schnapps. Aye, which you don't drink normally. So.
But the Bitter Presbyterian Tears is whiskey, gin, Indian tonic water, and ginger beer, and lime cordial.
A lot of ingredients.
There's a lot of ingredients, but you can make up the actual non-alcoholic part in advance and keep it in the fridge.
Oh, and then just add the booze.
And then you just add the booze. But yeah, it literally tastes of nothing. So you can put shit like White and Mackay or fucking Bells or anything in it, and you're like,
nothing.
That's fantastic, it tastes of nothing. And if it's cold, you're like, that tastes like cold. And it's fantastic. Literally all my cocktails are to use up all the shitty fucking booze that nobody wants to drink.
I like how
that's what a cocktail should be.
Yeah.
Well, I like how this has now become a lifestyle segment.
It's the end of it. It's like, well, we'll tell you how to get rid of all the alcohol in your house.
Next time I'm on the NHC MUSIC Podcast, I'm going to review tweed jackets.
Yeah.
Once in the middle day of a 3-day bender, me and my mate went to the Lidl in Denison.
You went to the Lidl in the middle?
We went to the Lidl in the middle to buy a tray.
Just all day rings.
To buy a tray of Sitting Bull, which was the Lidl's own brand Red Bull, which was fucking great. It was like 17p a can, or like £4.29 for a whole crate. And while we're standing at the counter, we see these cans of booze. It's like, the fuck is that? Lager and cola together mixed at last.
If you like lager and you love cola, you'll hate this.
So we bought a couple of cans. We opened one and we go back up the road. Didn't care for it.
Terrible. Let's put on something.
Yeah. So the second can we kept in the cupboard, and it was used as a threat. and a forfeit. Basically, anybody said something completely out of turn
They have to drink it.
that wasn't me, you had to take a swig out this can. Anybody who, you know, killed the conversation, you had to take a swig out this can. And it sat there the whole night. We opened it beforehand just to make sure it would go flat and be fucking worse. It literally smelt like an arsehole. Right? But not just like an actual person's arsehole, like somebody who was an arsehole.
Can I imagine you had a can arsehole, you left the can arseholes open one night and the arseholes on the face.
It smelled like somebody who was an arsehole's arsehole.
Right, okay.
Right? And so anybody who fucked up the night, who killed the vibe or whatever, had to take a swig out of this can.
God, that would always be me. That'll always be me. Not happy with this fucking segue.
No. If it was you, we could all release on and go,
That's true.
ah!
True, leather me. Just let on podcast. I'm rolling about the flares.
Like, no.
Just on grunts and kicks.
He's like, I deserve it. I deserve it.
Arsehole.
It's like, give him a minute. Oh, he's pissed himself.
He's pissed himself. It's always a matter of time. Just say that anyway, that's thank you guys
cheers.
for the podcast.
Thank you.
We had somebody don't turn up, they couldn't make it tonight. Somebody ran away, we're hoping our neighbour's not dead. Simon here, who did turn up.
Thanks for coming, Sam.
Thanks
for coming.
It's been nice to meet you.
I would have actually been in earlier, but I didn't know we were actually recording, so I went out for a fag.
That's alright.
It's alright, it's an open show anyway.
And then I was putting the drinks out, and I was just listening, and I realised
Frosty Jacks, we're using the term drinks loosely. So you never even put it in the fridge. You
it's
fucking
at
eat
least
it.
liquid.
It's actually quite nice as well. So have we got any of the music to finish us off?
Aye, we're going to close up with Swampborn Assassins. So other than that, it's just a case of saying goodbye and thank you.
Goodbye, thank you.
It's been
Cheers,
nice
see you later.
being back. So yeah.
Time has come to say goodbye.